Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to iron a shirt. This is just a plain white shirt. There are lots of different ways and I'm sure there is a correct way of ironing, but this is just the way I do it. So as I said, this is just a plain white shirt with a long sleeve and a cuff. So I just put the shirt over and put the shoulder in around the corner, and then I just iron along around the shoulder and down. Then I put the shirt round. I don't know if you can see very well, but I popped it so it's right round, so the shoulder's right on the curve of the ironing board. And then just an up down motion. Around the other side. Obviously it depends on how big the shirt is, the size of the shirt. Now we get to the buttons. So some people will iron up, round and through each button like this, or turn it the other way. So if it's a coloured shirt, I normally iron it the other way. Just varies really how I feel. So this is just giving you a rough idea. So if you go over the buttons, it should iron through, so it's clear on the other side, as you can see. Now the arms, I will lie the shirt, straighten it up, lie it down. It's important that you straighten the arms off. There we go. You can swap hands, iron it down. Cuffs, I will just iron across cuffs like this. Other arm. So I will turn it where the buttons are being done up, straighten it off, iron down. I will swap hands, put the iron up, cuffs, the collar, I will turn around like this and iron down the collar. Now sometimes if you've got creases on the shoulders, I'll just fit the shoulder into the round section of the ironing board, and then I will just gently do the shoulder area. There we go. I think just don't be afraid, just give it a go. What you want to make sure is that your hand is never by the iron. So when you're ironing down and you're holding an item, make sure if you have the steam on that you don't have your hand by it, for example like this. So if I was ironing and I was holding an item, I wouldn't have my hand close here because the steam will be coming out of the iron. So just be aware where you're putting your hands. So that's a shirt. This is a short sleeve white school shirt. Just ironing on the inside. Obviously you can iron on the outside, it just depends what suits you. And I'm sure there is a proper way of ironing and some rules to follow, but this is just how I do my shirts, my children's shirts. Short sleeve. There we go. And we'll put that straight onto a hanger. Now sometimes I do cheat, especially when the children were younger and they had the short sleeve shirts. So I would take them out the washing machine, or I'd half tumble dry them and I'll put them on a hanger so they've been hanging up. And then if they're a small shirt, actually I would cheat and not even take it off the hanger. So I'll give you an example. This is what I used to do. I would, with a smaller shirt, I would leave it on the hanger, I would do a sleeve, turn it round, do the other sleeve, and then I would literally, as it's on the hanger, just lie it down and then just do the front section like this, and that would be it. This is just a school shirt, and normally they just wear jumpers, or they might just have the front showing anyway. So that was my cheat. So this is me ironing from the outside of the shirt rather than the inside. So put the shirt in, straighten it up. Now if you remember, if you're ironing from the inside, you're ironing on these buttons like this, across. If you're ironing on the outside, what some people do is they will iron each going through in between each button like this, round the top of the shoulder, back down like this. Turn the shirt over, pull so it fits round here, around the arm. Now there are plenty of videos, I'm sure, online that will show you how to iron perfectly. This is just the way I do it, especially when you're in a rush and you have 3 children and they've all got shirts, and your husband. So it's just a quick, this is just how I do this. So obviously just take your time. As a beginner, just take your time. Please be aware where the iron is and where you're putting your hands. I burnt myself a few times when I was young and learning to iron, so just be careful. Now I have the steam option on my iron when I'm ironing shirts, especially when they're sort of crispy dry. So lots of irons, they will have a steam option. So mine here is on the front, so you can either turn it off and stop the steam, or you can leave it on. Okay. Everyone's just trying to reduce energy use a little. So here's a little tip. Sometimes I will half dry the clothes in the tumble, or I might get them straight from the washing machine, and I'll put them on hangers already, and then I'll just hang them on one of these racks. So you can buy these from Argos or supermarket, and they're quite handy, especially for shirts, because I'll just hang them straight up to reduce the creasing. And also in this little room I have got a pole I bought from B&Q or just a houseware shop, and I put it across and attached it to the other cupboard on the other side. Now there's a window behind, so I can just leave that open a little to aerate the clothes. So things like jumpers that you can't actually put in the tumble or anything, or hand wash items if you have any. I don't actually have any. It will drip straight onto the draining board, which is a really good thing to have. I find it really useful.